The Nintendo 3DS is one of the best handheld consoles of all time. It has a large library of amazing games and is overall just a joy to play on, even to this day. And as a kid born in 2007, this console played a large part in my growing up and how I played video games. In this video, I would like to highlight and go over some games and features that I think made the 3DS so unique and just so peak, man. Handheld consoles are just awesome, man. You can bring them anywhere, which meant if younger me heard we were going on a car ride to anywhere. I'm talking my grandma's, I'm talking the grocery store, I'm talking to get Subway, bro. The 3DS was coming with me. The design of the 3DS was just so sleek and novel. I know the DS originally did it, but the clamshell design where you can just fold it and take it with you in like 2 seconds. You're playing a game, you just close it, take it with you. Oh my goodness, it's just a thing of beauty. Also, let's not forget about the vibe of the console, man. Damn, the 3DS had so much character to it. From being able to have different themes that played their own music, different versions of the 3DS. They got this Majora's Mask version, they got this Pokemon version, they got a version for everyone. They got a Galaxy version. It's just all dope. And don't even get me started on the apps, bro. We got Me Plaza, which my sister and I always hyped out over seeing we got Street Pass by. Street Pass was the best feature ever. You pass by someone else's 3DS, their Me would go onto your 3DS, and then you get to see all the Miis that you passed by. And it had a full-fledged just RPG mode to it, all just on the console, by the way. You got the AR games too, which I'm gonna be honest, I barely messed around with. But my dad had the cards. They had this blaster game where if you took a picture, you could blast like in your room. Mess around with that a little bit. The eShop, you know, had peak music, and the Mii Maker, you know, you can mess around with this for a good bit, you know, if you're bored of just whatever game you're playing. And I mean the music, why did they have to go so hard on the eShop and Mii Maker music, bro? And you're telling me the photo app also had banger songs partnered with its 2-bit camera? Alright, that's enough about the apps. Now let me get into the bread and butter. And let me tell the tale of when I got my first 3DS. My first 3DS I got was Christmas morning of 2012. I remember playing New Super Mario Bros. 2. And to be honest, I can't remember much about this game, other than that's just what I got the 3DS with. I got this blue 3DS XL, not the OG one. I wasn't familiar actually, but the OG one didn't do very good until they did price cuts. I'm talking about this one right here. But now let me bring up my first true game I fully played and beat on the 3DS, which was Pokemon Y. I remember this game was a big deal when it first came out because of how it was the first Pokemon game in full 3D as opposed to the Yeah, it was the first Pokemon game in full 3D as opposed to the sprites and half 3D of previous generations. But I mean, to this day, looking back with hindsight and how the Pokemon series is doing now, I think Gen 5 still has some of the best looking Pokemon, man. Like, come on, even Gen 4. But okay, but that's besides the point. The 6-year-old me, Pokemon Y was my first true Pokemon game, and it was just peak, man. This generation introduced Mega Evolutions, which to this day I think are some of the coolest gimmicks in all of Pokemon. I'm super excited for Legends EA. And on top of choosing a Kalos starter, I got to choose a Kanto starter. That just blew my mind. I did, however, choose Fennekin and Charmander, so 2 fire types. Yeah. I also had an Azumarill that was the hard carry for my team. I used the Gift Snorlax and the Lapras, and then I replaced something in the final team with the box legendary Yveltal, which I thought was just edgy as fuck and awesome. And also, it's shiny, it's dope. I did not know about this. I know people nowadays like to hate on X and Y for being way too easy, and I mean, in all fairness, it totally was. But it was the generation of Pokemon that I first really got into as a kid, and for that, it will always hold a special place in my heart. Another game that I played a ton of on my 3DS was Smash for 3DS. To kid me who played a ton of Smash Bros with my dad, Project M included, the thought of having Smash Bros on a handheld was insane to me. I remember vividly the hype leading up to Smash 4 was insane, with the 3DS version coming out a couple of months before the Wii U version. And by all means, the 3DS version was completely Smash on the go, and I was the Link main. They had a cool mode called Smash Run 2, that shit was fire. But mainly, I remember just running through classic mode on as many characters as I could and playing against my dad in just anticipation for the Wii U version to come out. Alright, now we got Animal Crossing New Leaf, what some people consider to be the best Animal Crossing game of all time, which, looking back, the vibes in Animal Crossing New Leaf were just unmatched, especially compared to New Horizons. There was something just special about every aspect of New Leaf, especially Tortimer's Island. I remember getting hype as hell for Friday nights so I could catch hella rare bugs and just sell them for a crazy amount of bells to make my house cooler. Additionally, this game also taught me what a loan and mortgage payment were at like 7 years old, which was dope. Also, man, the music in this game is just awesome. All of these time themes are just peak. Then we got what some people consider to be the best game of all time, Ocarina of Time, which as a kid, I'm gonna be honest, I could not beat and still haven't beat to this day. I mean, when I was younger, I got to like beating the water temple, which I think is pretty far. I saw a good portion of the game, and then I would just get stuck. I wouldn't know where to go. But still, having this big ass world to just explore and fight bad guys in with, oh my gosh, one of the best soundtracks of all time, I definitely need to go back and complete Ocarina of Time. And Majora's Mask too, both games that came out on the Switches, N64, but not the 3DS versions. I'll go back and beat them eventually. But damn, those are just a couple games. I got so many games I remember very fondly as a kid, so let me just rapid fire a couple real quick. Yokai Watch, what people thought was a Pokemon clone, but I got really into this as a kid, and the music and vibes of Yokai Watch are still peak, and it's just really sad to see that this series isn't really continued in the West anymore, or even in Japan it looks like. Mario Kart 7. Now, I'm gonna be honest, I only played this game from my dad's cartridge, but still, a whole ass 3D Mario Kart, which also introduced the glide mechanic, which is still prevalent like a decade later. Like, come on. Mario 3D Land, one of the first Mario games I beat all the way, and I remember the levels were just a joy to run through in this game. Also, it was unique for the time being a 3D with a flag. It kind of mixed the new Super Mario Bros. With 3D Mario, and it was on a handheld, which was really cool at the time. Damn, and I forgot to mention Pokemon Sun and Pokemon Alpha Sapphire. Alpha Sapphire is one of the best remakes ever with an incredible post-game and all these legendaries. Alpha Sapphire is just peak, but yeah, that's about all I'm gonna say about the 3DS for today. If you made it this far, really, I thank you so much for watching. And if you enjoyed, please think about subscribing, but that's all I got for today. I'll catch y'all later. Peace. Oh, also, I'm sorry about my voice. I am sick as hell right now. But hey, I'll catch you on the next one.